Welcome to Under the Covers.
Where all of our cards are on the table, whether we meant to play them or not.
I'm Bill.
And I'm James.
We're the founders of Iowa Cover Crop, and we disagree about nearly everything.
These are the same conversations we've been having for years.
It starts with farming and usually ends up somewhere else.
No script, no sales pitch, no guarantees we're right.
To keep this from turning into a 3-hour debate, we play a game of cribbage while we talk.
When the game's over, the episode is over.
Somebody's probably wrong.
Someone's definitely losing. This is Under the Covers. All right, this is Oats, Part 2. From Studio 112, Art of Aries.
From the shadows of the Mahaney Bell Tower.
Oh, yeah. Welcome back. Oats were so exciting that we decided to have another episode.
We got whisked away with the magic of Oat Talk.
Yeah. Ooh, 5-3.
Son of a gun.
There's only 4 cards. There's only a 20% chance. Pretty close. All right, so we were talking about how Jerry's, 1961 is when that came out, a non-PvP variety. We were just thinking about that.
We are going to throw a party for their retirement. They're getting into the Medicare program.
Yeah.
65 years old this year. So be looking in your mailbox for the invite to the Jerry Oat birthday party.
How many tractors do you have that are pre-1961?
Pre-61. 3?
3?
I think. Yeah, that sounds
I
right.
only have 1. Massey 85.
Oh.
Actually, no. That Ford's got to be older than 61.
That's like a early 70s, late 60s.
Really?
Like that. That's my guess.
That's a nice tractor.
Oh, it's a tractor.
It is a nice tractor. We have a Ford tractor that I donated to Iowa Cover Crop. I purchased it, and I have never used it, but Iowa Cover Crop used it, which is fine, whatever. But the boys, we use it almost primarily to auger into our bins, and the boys, I mean, they kind of complain about it.
Like, what was that beer you brought ice fishing?
Pabst Light.
Pabst Light. Better than it should be.
Yeah. But that Ford starts every time.
Every time?
And
it's a dandy.
It's a good runner. So
it's not much to look at.
But it didn't cost very much money.
We might have to repaint it.
That was another good investment. I forgot to put that on my balance sheet.
It's definitely paid for itself.
Yeah, because you're not paying anything for it.
Yeah,
I think it was only $6,000 or $8,000. I think I could probably sell it for that.
This is, you know what? This is the tax I'm charging you for having. We have an overhead grain bin that's been sitting in my yard for like 5+ years, and it just looks like a giant dead whale. It's like 30 feet long, takes up half my yard, and we've just never found the right spot for it. But we bought it kind of as an impulse buy. So this is my charge for you.
You know, most of the things we've bought have been impulse buys.
Like the turnip and radish costume?
Well, so they're impulse buys. I'm not saying they're bad ones. What do we count it at?
28.
28? Okay, just want to make sure.
Jeez.
31. Here, we're going to get started.
Suckered me into
I'm going to win
one.
this one here.
Oh, yeah. Score update. I am up 3-2.
Yep. All right. So we've determined we buy impulse buys. Let's talk about other things we've done in impulse buys. We've done, okay.
So the turnip and radish costume were a big one.
The OG impulse buy was the grain cleaner.
Grain cleaner.
And then grain cleaner again.
Yep. Grain cleaner part 2.
Part 2?
Yeah.
Why did we talk about this in the last episode about all the impulse buys that we've done at Iowa Cover Crop?
Yeah.
Then we bought the bin impulse buy.
Yeah.
Okay.
At least 50% of these have been pretty good buys.
Then I would almost say the building was kind of an impulse buy.
Building was an impulse buy. The blender is the best impulse buy.
Remember when I bought the ACE sign impulse buy?
Yeah, that was a really good one. That sat in the yard for a while too, and then we finally scrapped it.
We paid $700 for it, and then we got $75.
Yep, that's smart business, folks. Stay tuned in for more tips like that.
Okay, we should actually get on the subject of why we. Okay, so I thought about this. You know Forrest Gump, Bill?
I know Forrest Gump.
Okay. I'm ready. Oatmeal. Name something with oats in it.
What?
I said oatmeal.
Oh. I did not make the connection.
Yeah, Forrest, yeah.
Oatmeal. Oat milk.
Steel cut oats.
Boats.
Boats. What are boats?
Boats. It's got oat in it.
That does not count.
Oh, I was out. Oatmeal raisin cookies.
Okay. Oh gosh, I was just gonna get you on.
You're over your skis here.
Yeah. Anyway, oats are kind of fun because they're like one of the grains that like we directly eat as a grain, and you see them everywhere.
We raise soybeans. I don't very often go out to my field and just pick soybeans and eat them.
Yeah.
Turn them into breakfast food.
Yeah, exactly. So we're going to talk about, last episode, we talked about oats a little bit. Well, the whole episode, let's be clear. And so we're like, well, this isn't enough. The game went too quick. We didn't really have that many hands.
Yeah, that's what happens when you unleash my cribbage talent.
Unleash the beast. And this time we're going to talk maybe a little bit more into details about oats.
Maybe do some how do we actually raise decent oats and what do we do with them? So,
all right. So we have learned quite a bit since we get started. Are you counting?
I did.
Oh,
I'm scored. I only scored 4. Yeah.
You scored 4.
We don't have to talk about it.
Oh, I thought you were just stalling and didn't know it was your turn to score. But it was that bad.
That was it.
Okay. Well, let me count these bad boys up. 15-2, 15-4, 15-6.
So raising oats is not that hard, really, in the grand scheme of things. It's one of the best parts of it is it's really low inputs. It requires a lot less nitrogen than corn, a lot less, not that much, but a fair amount less fertilizer. Do you ever spray your oats? I don't spray my oats with any chemical.
Well, the only oats I've raised have been organic.
Oh, there you go.
So
you definitely don't.
Don't even joke about that. You go for jail for that. No, you joke about speeding. You joke about rolling through a stop sign. You don't joke about accidentally spraying your organic crop, Bill.
I have never sprayed my oats, and I know that you have never sprayed your oats as well.
All right. So oats are best planted. Well, best planted after soybeans.
Correct. Yeah, I have planted them after corn before, and I have sworn it off.
Yes.
It 75% of your yield if you plant it after corn compared to after beans, I would say. It loses your test weight. It's too much grass on grass. There's too much disease pressure that just kind of sticks around.
Because what is the disease?
I think the big one is the fusarium.
Fusarium, yeah. And the fusarium is on corn plants. Is that how it works?
Oh,
how does that work?
I'm not a scientist.
I don't know.
Why would you ask that question?
Honestly don't. I honestly don't know.
I believe it's. I'm not sure if it's in the soil or if it's on the plant. I'm not 100% sure.
Anyway, there's fusarium with planting after corn.
Yep. So much like we rotate corn and beans to have a better crop, planting your oats after a legume instead of a grass is a better strategy. Come on, 4. Dang it.
So you want to plant oats as early as possible, at least around here. And the reason being is you want them to be in maturity at a time frame that it's not as hot. That's the whole goal.
Yep.
You want them to be flowering and going into in pollination when it's not hot.
Yep. So March oats are generally much better than April oats.
Can I take that card back?
Card blade's card played, but I'll allow it since I'm beating you so bad.
That's a run.
Oh my God.
I was talking about oats, and I'm gonna give that as a. Okay, so you want to get them in as early as you possibly
You can
can.
even do it in February around here. Like we're gonna have a really warm week next week, which I would say is probably a little too early to plant. But I've planted oats in the end of February and had great success.
23,
26.
27. That's another.
That is another run.
And yeah,
Oh, yeah, and we did
that's
that.
another that we only went out on one. Look at all, no face cards. No face cards at all.
Crazy. I thought I shuffled.
Okay, so you want to get them.
Get them in before April. That is my advice on planting oats. Get them in before April.
Okay. It's that easy.
Yep. But it's not easy because we all know what happens in March. You have a decent window and you're busy doing something else and you forget to prioritize your oat planting, and then it rains and it turns cold and it never dries out in March again. So if you have that window in March, you have to take it.
And they also say that if you can get snow on your oats, that's a really positive thing. Well, you and I would have done really well if we'd had a face card there.
Yeah, I was hoping for 4, but didn't. No luck. Sorry.
And so what seeding rate have you done with oats?
I pretty much always just kind of hang out at 100 pounds. So about 3 bushels. I think, what are you supposed to aim for? Like 1 million plants per acre? Is that kind of the ballpark? I can't remember.
That's the whole, all small grains kind of in general. They always say
Yeah.
1 million seeds per acre. Yeah. I this year and last year, I planted heavier than that because I'm on organic and I was hoping to choke out weeds. Mm-hmm. So I'll probably do 120.
Okay.
And I also hasn't moved.
Which, if you're going to be like technical about it, you should take your test weight and figure out like how many seeds per pound do I have, and then do it by the seed count. But
I have an oat drill that I haven't changed the setting on.
yeah,
And let's just say I haven't changed the setting on it since I bought it. Someone else set it and it says oats here. So that's
how you know.
and it came out of Arkansas or Missouri, so you know it's good.
Yeah, I suppose.
So, but after I have drilled them, it always ends up around 120 pounds.
Basically, you just want a nice, thick stand. Don't be leaving gaps in your drilling. Like, stay nice and tight. If you're gonna go too far left or too far right, overlap too much. Don't leave big gaps because that's where those weeds will come in.
One of my first memories on the farm was putting oats in the Engate seeder with alfalfa.
Oh, yeah, sure.
And, because it required a kid to fill the Engate seeder with the oats.
Yep.
Why? And we actually have an oat grower that still uses Engate seeder.
We do.
And
And he raises pretty good oats.
Really good oats. Maybe we should do like a university trial of oat seed, once with a Engate seeder
Right.
versus oats without an Engate seeder.
Yeah, I think you can get, like, they're maybe a little more forgiving than corner beans, right? Where you can, he would, and we would always do the same. You'd put them through the Engate seeder and just broadcast them, and then you would disc them in lightly so they got, hopefully in that like inch and a half deep into the soil, which is kind of where you try to put it with the drill. My great grandpa's saying, I can't remember if I cut, was 4 oats to the horse's hoof. That's how he did his seeding rate.
I have never heard that before.
So, which we kind of like did the math on it one time. It's about 100 pounds. Crazy.
No kidding.
Yeah.
We should buy, and since we were talking about impulse buys, we should buy an Engate seeder.
I think there might be one. Here, take your pair so I can take my 6. You don't have another 3.
Boom! Yes. Oh, it's a 9. So I still got 2.
How did you get 2?
9. Oh, you have 9. I was 6. I was adding
No
yours up.
wonder I'm behind.
6, 9.
Tell you what.
9. Okay. Well, you can just have 18.
All right. So yeah, that's kind of cool. Just like
4
an old
oats to a horse's
horse's hoof.
hoof.
Yeah. I mean, obviously depends on how big your horse is, but
How did you do it? Like, did you do it with a Persian or did you do it with a quarter horse?
Quarter horse, yeah. Yep. 22.
So like the difference between those two would be?
Well, you just have to use a bigger oat.
Okay.
Go.
31. See, I got those two eventually.
Nice.
Oh. Okay. Best Mac. Okay. I've never heard that, but that's probably going to be in a short.
What did that guy, we went to an oat meeting in Albert Lee, Minnesota, and the smartest oat guy in the country was there.
Yep.
They were talking about oat depth that you plant at. I'm usually aiming for that inch to inch and a half. I don't move it around too much. He was pretty much saying chase some moisture, right?
Yeah, like bury them.
Like if you're 3-4 inches deep, that's just where you plant them.
Yeah.
I've never done that before, but he was way smarter than I was. So
Yeah. So, okay, planting oats, get them in early and roughly seeding rate. Pick the variety that works well for what you're doing, what you're using them for, your purpose.
how would you do that? You does that mean?
I mean, if you're using
If you
it for
have a market
forage,
for it, in Iowa, it mostly means what's your market for it?
what's your market for it? Or you don't necessarily have to be planting them for grain. Maybe you're planting them, if you want to have grain and you want to have the straw, you do Jerry's, multi-purpose servers. If you want to, you're always pushing me on this, Bill.
I'm sorry.
Jeez. 15-2, 15-4, or 15-2, run for 5. Okay, so yeah, pick your variety. You talk while I...
So I get a bunch of phone calls in the summertime from people that say, hey, I planted 80 acres of oats. Do you want to buy them? And the first question I have is, what variety are they? And 5 out of 10 times, the answer is, I don't know. Which I say, well, I can't buy them then because like we talked in the last episode, I can't buy protected seed.
Yep.
So know your variety, know whether it's protected. And if it is protected, that's fine. But you better have a feed outlet for it because that's where it goes, food or feed.
Yep.
If you're planting an unprotected variety like Jerry's, James and I don't buy Jerry oats from people when they just tell us they're Jerry oats because there's been a long history of people saying they're Jerry oats and they maybe weren't necessarily, and the farmer maybe didn't know what they bought and they just were told they were Jerry oats and maybe they were, maybe they weren't. So when we contract oats, you have to buy the seed from us because we know the seed stock is pure, because we don't want to mess with that patent infringement. Moral of the story, have a market before you plant your oats.
Yes.
Because I can't believe how many people don't. And then they just think they're going to get rid of them. And they probably do, but it's not easy.
Yes.
So have your market picked out.
All right. So you got your oats in. They're growing. They're, you're proud of them. Then what? Like, how much nitrogen should you put on? How much, should you be spraying them for anything, any type of herbicides?
I don't put any herbicide on like pre or through the season.
Of course, they're doing them before.
Yeah. If you're getting them in March, there's no weeds germinating, right?
Yes. And you're before soybeans, so there's already nitrogen credit there.
And they're aggressive. They come up and they choke out the weeds before the weeds can get out there. It's the goal. 31.
So if you were put nitrogen on, how much nitrogen would you put on?
I think it's usually kind of like corn, right? Like a pound per bushel, right? Is that what you've always heard?
I always thought that was pretty aggressive.
Well, I think that's,
if you're really pushing them.
If you're pushing them and if you're following beans, you'd give 40 units to the beans or whatever. So usually I think people are putting on 40 pounds is the most common number I've ever heard.
Yep.
Did you put any on your rains last year?
I put cattle manure. So maybe some.
But nothing you could you didn't have like an actual number?
No, I think they got probably 60 to 70 pounds. That's
Okay.
probably what they got.
And yours were behind chopped corn, right?
Mine was behind chopped corn.
Yep.
And then I ripped it.
Okay.
And then I dissed it. And then I field cultivated it. And then I planted it. So I did all the tillage.
Yeah. I planted oats for a neighbor one time, and then I harvested those oats, and I bought them, and I also planted some for myself. They put on 0 nitrogen that year.
Yep.
Same yield. So the same oats, I planted everything, I combined everything. Everything was the same except they didn't put nitrogen on. I did. I spent the money, I spent the time. We had the same yield. So I have stopped putting nitrogen on my oats. And I don't think that's like
Best practices.
I don't think that's best practice. But my theory is, especially with the Jerry's, which are an older variety, they're not pushing the top end of the yield most of the time. They're just kind of a steady oat. My theory is Iowa has enough organic nitrogen released throughout the summer that we don't actually have to feed the crop because it's picking up enough organically.
So when we were at the Albert Lee meeting and that we're citing here, that's what we talked about, the genetics, because rains is really short. And another thing that we've never done that to push yield is growth regulators.
Right.
And you've never used them, right?
Nope.
And so use growth regulators so you can keep them short. And
then
if you keep them short, then you can push more nitrogen. Right. They don't lodge. And so growth regulators, you can look into that. We don't know a lot about it, but there's a lot of information on that. And so you can maybe push nitrogen up into the hundreds pretty easily. And then also combine them like wet.
Earlier, yeah. And dry them down.
Because it's all about lodging.
Most of the oats lodge in like the last week or two before you're going to combine. So if you can get out there 2 weeks early and just dry them down, you're probably not going to lodge.
Yes. All right. So we've talked about nitrogen. How about herbicides?
None.
Yeah, I don't use any herbicides either, obviously. Organic.
No fungicide. My cousin raised some oats for us last year. He put some fungicide on. I didn't notice a difference in the combine, but every year is different, obviously. You know, like I'm not going to say that it's not going to help. That expert in Minnesota swore by it. Like you have to put fungicide on. So
yeah,
if you're really going to push yield, I think that's what you do. That was a great cut, James. What's some common mistakes you've seen?
I'd say a common mistake for me this year, because it was we keep citing how tough of a year it was.
23.
Was like not harvesting my oats like wet enough. Like I wish I would have got them out earlier.
Been more aggressive.
Like combine them at like 15, 16% and then got them out.
Right.
And
if you would have known it was going to rain every single day, you would have done that.
I would have done that.
But how are you going to know?
Next year, I'm going to be more aggressive combining them because I think like what I've learned is the earlier you get them out, the more you can push yield, et cetera. Right. And so I'm going to be combining them earlier.
Sure.
So that's one thing I'm going to do that I screwed up on. What have you screwed up on?
One year I had some rye cover crop on, not the fall before I planted, but the fall before that. So like a year and a half before I planted my oats. And I apparently had some hard seed or something because we'd been in a drought. And so probably not everything germinated right away. And I had a little bit of rye coming up with my oats, which
is a disaster.
For our market is a 100% no-go. We just can't, because when we sell it as a cover crop, people are buying it because it's going to winter kill 100%. And rye will not. So it's like sometimes we make blends with rye and oats, and that's where I think all that stuff ended up going. because we can't have that contamination.
Yep.
So that is one thing you got to remember is sometimes that cover crop will stick around for more than 1 year. We were talking to a guy in Canada, and he said their rotation is like, I want to say like 4 years from rye before they'll plant another small grain.
Yeah, they're really afraid of rye.
Yeah.
And if you talk to like the Kansas wheat guys, they're deathly afraid of rye.
Yeah. Because
Rye
it gets
wheat.
into your wheat, and then it's not a marketable product, or it's docked or whatever.
Yep. So it goes to, it gets combined for us and goes to the cleaner. We have used all kinds of different cleaning methods on our oats, but mostly they go through a rotary screen.
Well, a shaker
Or
table.
shaker table,
screen,
yep.
Like an old clipper.
Then do they go to a length separator? Do ours right now go through length separator?
Not currently. The ones, they go through a gravity table and separate it kind of by like density. It'll kind of push off the lighter seeds. Or color sorter is our other cleaning facility that runs that. So the color sorter makes it look awful pretty. But,
Yes. Very consistent.
But also a little more expensive. So
Yep. So it goes into the seed cleaner. We put it in packaging. The idea goes and we sell oats in bulk, totes, and 50-pound bags.
yep.
And then we sell them for seed.
Yeah. And probably, what would you say, 75% of our oats get used in the fall as cover crop seed. And then 25% we sell in the spring as like either seed stock for the next year, or people doing establishing hay fields. They'll use those to keep some weeds down.
Nurse crops. Yeah.
Or like a lot of waterways and stuff like that as well.
Yeah. So when we're using them for cover crops, oats are becoming really, really popular because they winter kill. And the really cool thing about oats, the really cool thing about oats is like, they're like they just keep going like through the fall until they can't go anymore. Mm-hmm. And so like, unlike other cereals that wait forever to like, they'll kind of like hold back some energy and like not grow as fast. Oats just go. In the fall, they'll just keep growing until all of a sudden they just get smoked.
Because they know their time is short.
Yes. They know the terminal cancer is coming, right? They're going to live life to the fullest.
They're going to get after it.
They don't have to worry about their Medicare because they're not going to live long enough to see it.
Yep. Whereas rye kind of like hangs back more in the fall and gets ready for winter, and then really takes off in the spring.
Yeah. And so we call those species winter kill species, and we mix a lot of oats with brassicas, radish, turnips, etc., and distribute them to our customers. And people really like those winter kill species also because they have the kind of same tendencies as oats.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, we have a winter kill blend that's a pound of radish, pound of turnip, pound of rapeseed, and that's probably the most common thing we fly on when we're putting it with oats.
And we'll be talking a lot more about that in the future episodes because with 45Z and oats and winter kill, it's going to be flying off the shelf. At least we hope.
We do a lot of that, like people that are putting it on before corn because they don't want to have to worry about killing rye ahead of their corn and worrying about that allelopathic effect. And then a lot of times if we have somebody that's kind of skeptical, but their landlord wants them to try some cover crops, we'll kind of dip their toes in with oats that don't require a ton of management. And it's not so scary.
Boy, this scoring update, this is another whip job.
I need 1 point.
So, like, it is just
so
very disappointing. And of course, I have a good hand.
All in all, I would say oats. Oats might be my favorite crop to raise.
Favorite crop?
It might be my favorite crop. It's so fun. It's like The combine doesn't have to work super hard to combine, so it's kind of quiet. It's dusty and it's itchy. Yeah. But you get past that, and it might be my favorite crop. It's like, it works. The cattle love them. Yeah, I love them.
All right, let's
finish
this.
You want me to put the hammer down?
Yeah, put the
Put
hammer
you out
down.
of your misery?
Put the hammer down. That's what they say during the Chiefs game going to the fourth quarter. Mitch Holdress, he goes, it's time to put the hammer down. Put your 15-2 and get this thing over with.
Just
You got the
there
pair.
it is.
Well, thank you for joining us on another episode of Under the Covers. Bill is up now. This is 3 in a row.
Yeah.
Or is it 4 in a row?
Might be. Yeah, I'm up 4-2, right?
4-2.
4-2. But you know what? Everybody's a winner here, James. Don't worry about it.
So we're excited to see you next time and Under the Covers.
Thanks for tuning in. Like what you heard? Follow us between episodes on Facebook and Instagram at Iowa Cover Crop. Or send us an email and tell us what you really think at info@iacovercrop.com.